This screencast is showing off the programmable access control features of the Magento CommerceBug extension. One of the features I often got requests for in the early days of CommerceBug was a way to implement programmable, or not even programmable, but just access control rules. This was most common in an agency setting where people would be using their development servers and staging servers as areas for clients to review things. And clients would ask, what's that gray thing at the top of my site? Why is that at the top of my site? I don't want to see that. What's that doing there? Why do you have that? Or, you probably heard similar things from even executives at your own company. Debug, what does that even mean? What's that? I don't want to see any programming words on this site. Wow, what are you doing? We've all met that guy. So the difficulty in this was, how do I implement this feature? Do I allow people to restrict by IP address? Do I allow users? Is it by user? Is it by the day of the week? Because, we only do reviews on Thursday. It seemed like there would be as many ways to implement this feature as there were shops in the world. And so in the grand Magento tradition, I punted and said, you know what? I'm going to let developers decide how these rules are implemented. And thus, programmable access control was born in CommerceBug. So if you go to your system configuration menu, and you scroll down to CommerceBug under the Advanced menu, you will see in its list of options, there is this new access class feature. This is a class alias. This will define which model class contains your rules for access control. So let's copy that and open our debug menu. Because I'm too lazy to remember where this is. I can see, okay, it's a model, so let's copy that path. And then let's open up a command line because I'm a nerd, but, no reason you couldn't just go to that area. Enter in, I have this editor, BBEdit, it's a Mac editor, and I can just, it can open files directly if you pass them in the path. So this is our class. You can see it's a simple class with one method, public method called isOn. If this method returns true, CommerceBug will show up. If this method returns false, CommerceBug will not show up. So one common way one thing you might want to do is IP address. So a simple IP address implementation here would be, we'll define an array with our allowed IPs in it. And then say, return I think that's it. And so now we're basically saying if the IP address isn't that 192.0.3210, don't show up. So here we are, our site. We see CommerceBug up top here. There's our models. There's our collections. There's all the blocks on the page. If we refresh though with that new rule in place, boom, it doesn't show up. And this will completely skip even the collecting of that information. So Viola, we no longer see CommerceBug. Another way you might do this, instead of by IP address, let's say only on our development server. So here we're looking at the HTTP host, and if it matches the host I use for my development server, CommerceBug will show up. And we can see it's back. So you can put all of your, rules in here. However, if you did put your rules in here, this is sort of like a core file. The next time you updated CommerceBug, this would be overwritten, and you would have to re-implement your rules, which is why we started out with this as a configuration field. You can enter in your own model class alias that has an isOn method that returns true or false. And this way, within your own code, you can then have your programmable access control. And that's basically the feature. Hope you found it useful. Hope that Cranky Executive now is going to leave you alone. And happy coding.